didn't think about a man, didn't think about some dude. I felt the blessings of love in my life.
Hello, 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 Empowered Global Women in Business podcast. My name is Elle Ballard, and I am with my guest today, Tina Bernard. Hi, Tina. Welcome.
Hi. I'm very excited for this conversation.
Great to see you. I'm so excited as well, and I'm glad we're doing this. Tina is a founder of the Badass Arts, a movement helping midlife women manifest using appreciation as the spark. She teaches her clients how to live bigly with sass and soul and with somatic exercises in with mindfulness practices that work. Love that. She has a degree in biology from UCLA, has worked in healthcare field for over 20 years, has coached for 15 years, and her program Love Like a Badass starts January 28, 2026. And her book, Badass Art of Appreciation, is coming later next year. Congratulations on all of this and the book. How exciting. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, my first question is, how did it all start?
I guess there's two paths here. Let me just talk about the badass arts in general. Like most of us who learn something, it's because we go through some life lessons that are pretty challenging, and in some cases they can be troubling or traumatic. And that was kind of my case. I'm not going to talk too much about the gritty, nitty details, but I went through a dark night of the soul. And I reached out and I was trying to learn many different pathways on how to feel better, right? How to show up differently, how to unlearn some of the ways of being that were not serving me well. Across this information about appreciation a few years ago. And I resisted the difference between appreciation and gratitude for many years. And I can go into that later on but I began to revisit this concept and put it into practice. And learned things from other people, adapted and adopted things for myself. And so some years back, I began to practice appreciation consciously. Again, it's very different than gratitude, and I'll explain that momentarily. And my life changed. I began to manifest things in my life that I didn't know were possible. At first, it would be more general. So there's a concept of general manifestation, but then it became very specific things as well. And I have lots of examples I can give you. So then about 4 years ago, I began to write the book, The Badass Art of Appreciation, Manifesting Bigly with Sass and Soul. Because there's a side of me that's very soulful.
Love that.
There's a side of me that's very sassy. And I've got the background in biology. So I weave sass, soul, and somatics all together. So I wrote this book over the course of about 2 years. And when I shared the draft form with my now husband, who I manifested as well, and that's hence the program, he looked at me and he said, "Love, you're not writing a book. You're creating a movement, and you need to teach what you've learned, what you've downloaded from source. You need to start teaching this to other people." So kind of giving you the parallel stories of how the badass arts came about. And that's also how the program Love Like a Badass, which is coming out in January, is being birthed. So
Beautiful, beautiful. And you're going to share details with us on the program, and we'll post it in the comments as well. I know a lot of people will be interested in how to find love of your life, just like you did. And congratulations on that. How beautiful. What a beautiful story.
thank you.
I love that. I love that. I want to go back to gratitude versus appreciation.
Yes.
What is the difference?
I'm going to weave in some spirituality here because and
Yes.
energetics, law of vibration, law of attraction. These are terms people are aware of. Everything in this universe is based on vibration, including the words that we use.
Yes.
So rather than tell you, I'm going to show you. So most people listening to this either have investments or have a home. You've got something that you would like to, you've got some kind of, nest egg somewhere. Do you ever say, "I want that money to gratitude"? No, you say, "I'd like to see those assets appreciate." Appreciation energetically is a higher vibration than gratitude. Gratitude now, sometimes is reversed for some people, and I will acknowledge that. But in general, appreciation is rooted in the concept of the universe, source, God is here to co-create with you, that you are on this planet, and it's rooted in trust and faith in the power of source. Gratitude is often connected to a sense of lack, that I didn't have
Mm.
something and now I have it, but energetically it's a lack energy. And I'll give you another example, and women like this one a lot. Imagine the best kiss, okay? You've just had one of those amazing lip locks with someone you really, really care about. You love this person. You would never say, because it would sound so demeaning, I'm so grateful they kissed me. It's demeaning.
Yeah.
But you would say, whoo, baby, I appreciated that lip lock. It's an energetic difference. Now, I'm not bagging on
Mm.
gratitude. What I want to teach women is that if you understand the difference and
Hmm.
the power of the words that you speak, in the beginning was the word. In the beginning was the word, right? The world was created through sound. If you understand that everything you say has power behind it, you're very careful with what you say. So when I first began this practice, I took out the word gratitude from my vocabulary. I began to reframe what I said using appreciation instead. Now, energetically, vibrationally, I've kind of given you a little hint of the power of this, but there's a somatic, there's a neuroscience behind this as well. So and I'm going to talk a little bit about that now, if you don't mind. So think of a
Please.
child learning to walk. They're wobbly, they're figuring it out, they're adorable when they fall, they smile, they look up at you, and they put their arms up. Or they're learning to use a spoon. Okay, when we're children, we are in such a learning phase. Our brain is a sponge, it's wide open, it's growing, and open to learning new things. Now, there's a component of the brain called the reticular activating formation, which is actually the on off switch for learning in the brain. I'm simplifying it, but for the listeners, it'll
Hmm.
make sense. And as we get older, that part of our brain shuts down because the brain fundamentally is a lazy organ. It needs to be. It takes a ton of energy for the brain to do all that it does. So once it's figured something out, that goes on rote. Great. It doesn't need to think anymore about
Yeah.
how Elle needs to walk. You walk automatic. But when you change up a pattern as simple as adjusting the language you use, you wake up that part of your brain, and that allows for new thoughts, new ideas, new concepts to root themselves. And this is one of the key things that I teach at the Badass Arts that gets behind
Hmm.
the performative nature of most mindfulness practices. So I'm much more interested not in a better journal or a prettier vision board or a more elegant sounding mantra. If it doesn't get past the barriers in your mind, if it doesn't reach into your heart and soul, it's going to go nowhere. It's going to turn out like all those vision boards do, with frayed edges that are stored somewhere in the back of your closet or under the bed. You pull them out, they've got some dust bunnies in it, you toss it and you go, yeah, I never got that house. And that cute guy that I put on there with that Gucci purse, I still don't have it. So most mindfulness practices are performative for most people. Now, some people are masters at it, but it took time. And gratitude is one of those performative components to it. So I enter all my work with the first thing, which we just did, which to say, stop, pause, and look at the difference between gratitude and appreciation. Energetically, vibrationally, and now let's start using those words differently. Now this was one practice. There's a ton of
Yeah.
things
Hmm.
under the umbrella of the badass arts that I teach and practice myself every day. I mean, the blessings that have unfolded in my life are phenomenal. And one of them I'd
Hmm.
like to share with you because it ties in very much with the Love Like a Badass, which was how I manifested my beloved.
Yeah. 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 For
So I'm
sure.
a
I'd love to
trained
talk.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
a trained
Yeah. Yeah.
healing coach.
And
I was trained by Dr. Diana Kirshner. She's a wonderful best-selling author of the book Love in 90 Days. She's been doing work for decades. She's phenomenal. And so I know how to date. I know how to write dating profiles. I know how to ask the questions on the date to, get to know that person better. I've worked with women who've gotten, found partners, and some of them got married. And I'd been single for several years, and it wasn't working.
hmm hmm
And I'm like, okay, this is like, doctor, heal thyself. You can't heal yourself. So I looked at that. I said, what's going on? And I
Mm-hmm.
realized it wasn't an absence of self love, which is a fallacy a lot of people believe. They think if I love myself, I can allow love in. No, that's not, that's a limiting belief. That's a story that we've been taught. Nobody has to fully love themselves in order for them to receive love because we're works in progress, right? But the problem wasn't the lack of self love. It wasn't that I was not seeing, feeling, experiencing, appreciating the love.
Mm-mm.
And so what I did was this practice. It started about 3 years ago. Right when I woke up in the morning, this is one of my favorite practices. When I say wake up right in the morning, this badass practice is, I mean, when your eyes open, not after you've gone to the bathroom or brushed your teeth. I mean, your eyes are open, and I do this practice. For finding my husband, this is exactly what I did. I laid there with my eyes open, and I would say, I am loved. I didn't think about a man, didn't think about some dude. I felt the blessings of love in my life.
Yeah.
My children, my
Mm-hmm.
friends, source creator. And I got sometimes to the point where I get like affirmation bumps, goosebumps, just like, wow, feeling the love. And then I would say, I am loving because I'm a very loving person. I want to do gestures of kindness. I want to express
You are.
concern.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then add a little of playfulness. I'm lovable, right? We
Mm-hmm.
think of cuddly animals and babies lovable. No, I'm lovable too. So I am loved. I am loving. I am lovable. I started every morning that way. And many nights I go to sleep. I am loved. And it wasn't in my head. See, appreciation or badass formations or badass arts, it's not a head game. It's not a thing that it's what you feel in your heart.
In the
Because I'm
heart.
just
Yeah.
generating the experience, just whatever love. If somebody in a store did something nice for me and it kind of gave me those warm fuzzies, I'd pause and I'd say, yeah, universe, I felt that was a moment of love. The universe was weaving some love, and I picked up on it. Fast forward, I did this for about 6 months. And then 2 years ago, February, so in 24, in January, I put myself back on a dating app and swipe right, left, right, the whole experience. I came across this profile of this man. Didn't look like anybody had ever dated before, lived outside of my distance that I wanted. But there was something about his profile when I read the profile. Now, as a dating coach, I've always taught my clients, you read the profile. You don't look at the photos and dismiss it. Read the profile. You need to see what they have to say. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I read the
Mm-hmm.
profile and I was intrigued. And he had one sentence he wrote to me, we should talk. And then 2 days later, he said, we really should talk. And he'd give me his phone number. And there was something that was different about this guy. He was shorter than me. He lived far away. But I called him. That first call was 2.5 hours long. And we clicked. It was
Wow.
beautiful.
Yeah. Just clicked. How
And
beautiful.
3 weeks later, Elle, we're on the phone and he says to me, I really, this is probably too soon and I really shouldn't say this, but you need to know I'm falling in love with you. And my
Oh.
response to him was, I guess I'm kind of lovable,
I have goosebumps right now.
right? And we have a beautiful marriage. We got married a year ago this month. We got married in December,
Hmm.
and he's the love of my life. And
Beautiful. What a
so
beautiful
people have
story.
watched this relationship
Yeah.
unfold, people on social media, friends and friends of friends, and people kept saying, how did you do this? And it wasn't because of my dating coach background, although that gave me some skill sets. It was the
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
appreciation work that I had learned, developed,
Mm-hmm.
downloaded, adopted, modified for the badass arts, and applied to love.
Yeah.
And so that's just one example.
Yeah. Yeah.
I manifest little things all the time as well. And I want
That's
to teach this to women. It's not about what Tina manifests. It's if I, an ordinary mom of two, single mom for years, can do this,
mm-hmm.
anyone can do this.
Yeah.
It's not for the gurus. It's not for the spiritual leaders. It's for every human.
Yeah.
And I came to the realization that many mindfulness practices and teachers keep it performative. It's a checkbox. All right, I did my
Mm.
mantra for the morning. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna light my candle and do some ohms. And I'm not discounting it, but most of it is like it's an act. And I learned the simple ways to get behind the act to make it meaningful so that it actually transforms your life.
Yeah. I love that. So great. So appreciation between gratitude. I love, thank you for walking us through it. And I love how you differentiate it and what that is. So very interesting. I don't know if I've heard that before. So very interesting. And then, I love how simple that morning routine is. So you wake up, you say love, but you use the words, you use the feelings, and so it's and you use your all the senses basically because you hear yourself say it.
Yes. And it's also for very specific. There's that was step one. I'm going to give you step two as well. So step one is I am. I have a client that I'm working with right now who had a very traumatic childhood. Safety is a big thing for her. She doesn't ever feel safe. So I'm working with her where every morning she says, I am safe. But it's not just to say it to herself. Now she has to feel the areas in her life
Yeah.
where she feels safe. She's a mother of two. She creates safety for her babies. That energetic space of safety is hers. I am safe. I am safe. I am safety, right? So
Right. Yeah.
it gets modified for wherever people are or wherever you want to be. But so step one is the I am. Step two is to take it up the whole chakras. Now I'm not going to go into the chakra system, but I am. The second chakra is the chakra of creativity. I create. So I
Yeah.
took it a next level with myself too. I said, I create love.
Yeah.
I create loving. I create lovable. That sounds weird. Excellent. Because that weird sound wakes up the reticular activating formation, opens up my brain and my mind to getting a new concept, to allowing something to expand within my experience, within my
Yeah.
realm. I do love. I do loving. I do lovable. I feel loved. I feel loving. I feel lovable. I speak. I see. I know. So this
Love
practice
it.
has the step one, it's the I ams. But then once somebody's mastered that, I have them do up the whole chord, if you will, the whole scale. I mean, there's a lot more than just the seven chakras, but you understand. So it's playing with words. Words create. Words build worlds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then once my clients have got comfortable with what we've worked on together, then I say, hey, take this away. If you run up against something in your life that is not going the way you want it to, pause, examine that. What's the peace? What's the desire here that you want to manifest? And then begin to define, create your own language around that. Own this process. Now, this is again one process. I've got a bag of tricks, if you will, that will help manifest real world results.
Yeah.
Not woo. It sounds woo woo, but it's a bit of woo woo and it's a bit of science and it's a bit of soul and the point is that it makes a difference. Not
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah.
It's not like a shot, the pain goes away, but it does. And the
Yeah.
deeper you feel, and this is rooted quite a bit in the work of Neville Goddard. I'm a huge fan of Abraham Hicks. I love the work of Greg Braden. These are people who I study and find to be giants in the field of spirituality and connection to source. But the goal isn't for me to be somebody else's teacher or guru. My desire, really, Elle, is to wake people up to their own ability to partner with source, to
Yeah.
bring down what God has intended into their life through
Yeah.
opening
It's
up the heart,
beautiful.
through this
Yeah.
reverence, through
Yeah.
this prayer, through this appreciation.
I love all of those tools that you use and connection to source, but also there's so much energy, like you said, in the words we speak, the way we speak it, the way we embrace it, the way we say it, the way we receive it from ourselves when we say it. And yeah, I
That's a
love
good one. The
that.
way we receive it when we say it. Is there a block or is there?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I might
Yeah.
quote you
Love
on that.
that. Love that. Yes, you're totally welcome. And I love the spiritual side of things because in connection to source, because we all have that. It's just really tuning into that, and yeah, and doing what we are after, like the finding love of your life, love like a badass. I love that. And what a beautiful story was meeting your husband, and you had a feeling, you had an intuitive feeling when you saw that, when you
Yes.
read that. So there was some energy there, or some intuition that was telling you, okay, lean in more or read more.
Yes. The practice that I was doing, this experience I was creating for myself every morning, opened me up to that little spark, that little divine
Yeah.
spark, that little listen, pay attention, shift here, walk that way, swipe right.
Yeah, that opening up is a key. Yeah, just being, just staying open, because like you said too, we don't mean, sometimes don't mean to be closed in a sense of, but there's some blocks, right, to that we energetically not letting the new energy or new people in. And it's just so interesting how that happens,
We all do.
without sometimes realizing.
We
Yeah.
all do it. It's part of the
So
human experience, right? It's part of our
yeah,
journey here. We come in from expansiveness, from
out of
universal
protection, maybe we
out
do
of
that for ourselves. Yeah.
we condense,
Yeah.
we condense, and now and then
Yeah.
so.
My friend, such a beautiful story. And thank you now that you are using it in your work to help others finding their love. And I love
Yeah.
the photos that you put the photos with your husband, and I think it was so much fun, when just some fun photos. I remember you were posting, and I mean, you can feel the love, you can feel the energy of that fun and joy and love between you, when I saw those photos. So yeah,
It's
amazing,
true.
beautiful. I love that.
I have a big crush on him.
Yes, that's so wonderful. So I want to just touch on, this is Empowered Global Women in Business podcast, and I want to touch on one of the questions I like to ask is, in your experience of building a business, for 15 years, and all the work that you've done during this period of time, what are some of the lessons that, or maybe one big lesson, there's so many usually, but maybe that one big lesson that stands out for you, that you want to share with our listeners today, that helped you to continue building that business, and then finding love of your life, and building this beautiful life for yourself that you manifested and you dreamt of.
I think the biggest one for me, and everyone's going to have a different lesson, right? Is failure is guaranteed. It's inevitable. We are going to bump up into resistance.
Yeah.
We're going to, something's not going to work out the way we expect it to. The key is, when that big fat ugly no hits you in the face, do you collapse, or do you go, okay, this is a redirect? Maybe it's an uncomfortable redirect, but it's an important one for a reason that I will find out down the line, if at all. So I think it's the experience of, there might be five no's before you get the yes that you're looking for. And that's okay. But that's a
Yeah.
big one for me, is the realization that creating anything is not a straight line. It's a zigzag. So enjoy the journey. Don't stop when you hit a corner. I think when we met at the network women in the Houston event a few months ago, I shared this as part of the panel, which I
Yeah.
believe that fundamentally we all have the same purpose. I don't know if you remember this, and it comes down to four things. We have the same purpose, and it's these four things. And if you describe it, however fancy terms you want to make it, whatever mission or vision statement it is, it comes down to these four things. We are on this experience, this plane of existence, to learn, to laugh, to love, and to labor. Do them. Do them with your entire being, your whole soul. So right now, I've been in a learning phase, and now learning also means teaching, right? There's a flip side. We learn, we teach, we learn, we teach. We all need to have more joy. Look at a child. They just walk around, everything's joyful. They see a bug on the street or a leaf fluttering, and they're joyful. We need to
Yeah.
experience
Yeah.
that, not shut down.
Absolutely.
I think labor is an important one. We are here to repair the world, to make the world better, to work in service to others, whatever that looks like. A lot of my work is in service to others. So there's laboring, and then love. I mean, that's just it, right? The fundamental, greatest source of all that is
Yeah.
love. It defies definition, but we feel it, we know it, and the key thing too is love is not just a feeling. It most fundamentally is a verb.
Love can
I
really.
philosophical
Yeah.
there, but thank you.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Love can save the world. Love can save the world. Yeah. The way we feel when we love, we're in love, when we are loved. Yeah, love,
When
love,
we
love.
act out of love, when we do loving
When we
things,
act out
you
of
know.
love. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that answer. Beautiful failure, and just reminder to really understand that and embrace it, right, in
We
the
went from
journey of
failure to love.
business building. Yeah, love it. Okay, so rapid fire questions is our next section, and just have a couple of questions for you if you're ready. Okay, awesome. My first question is, your favorite book name is?
Okay, my favorite author is Greg Braden.
Okay.
Everything he writes, I have
Everything
read.
he writes.
When I read anything he writes, I'm just wow.
Yeah, awesome. Summer or winter?
Winter.
Favorite international destination to visit?
Italy.
Ooh, beautiful. Beach or mountains?
Both.
Yeah.
A beach in the winter, mountains in the winter, or the spring.
Cool, awesome. And my final question is, things that you have discovered about yourself recently.
That it's okay to be a work in progress. That I can just accept where I'm at right now, and that's and that each day I'm growing. Like I'm a fundamentally curious person. That's okay. That's better than okay. And this is a good one. Okay, major download. I've gone through some harrowing experiences in my lifetime, and were it not for those challenges, I wouldn't be able to teach, learn, and grow the way I am right now. So in the past, when I was going through those things that buckled my knees and heaved my lungs, they were for a purpose. And that purpose gave me the backbone that I needed in order to teach and live.
Yeah, what a beautiful wisdom, way to express that wisdom, or just understanding that. Beautiful. Yeah, thank you for playing.
Good questions.
Yeah. It's fun. It's fun.
How about you? Winter or summer?
Summer.
What's your mountains?
Beach. Even though I agree with both. I remember the first time I saw beach, it was Barcelona. That was the first place when I just started traveling back in my early 20s that had that combination of beach and mountains. That just was, it was beautiful. Anyway,
I grew up in Southern California, beach kid, South Orange County, San Clemente, Dana Point, Laguna, all that stuff. And it's funny, I got to the point as a young adult that I loved the beaches in the winter better because they weren't so crowded.
Oh,
I love the summer beaches too, but you go there and there's you and 5 million other people, but in the wintertime it's you and nature a little bit more.
Yeah, I'll be exploring that soon, so I'll let you know. Love that. Okay, so any final words on your mission, on your just direction, on what you're doing? Anything you want to share with women of the world? Yeah.
I would like
or men.
Or
as
men,
well.
men. I've worked with men too, not
Yeah.
as many, but I've worked with them. I want to invite women to come to the Badass Arts website and
Hmm.
check out Love Like a Badass. There's a whole page on it. Maybe we can share the link as part of this.
We will. Yes,
Okay.
for sure.
Well,
Hmm.
understand that this is not a relationship or dating program.
Hmm.
This is a
Hmm.
very different format. This is going to teach you how to allow love into your life so that you are going to be surprised and awed by the miracles that unfold. And who knows what might happen. But if you're listening to this and you're thinking, there aren't any good men left, or love, I'm too old for love, or, I'm not skinny enough, or all these stories that we tell ourselves, I want you to just imagine those are really just lies. There could be something else. Come check out the information. And if it touches you somehow, join us in January. I am limiting it to 10 women max. I want something very small and intimate. It's priced extraordinarily well. I'm not trying to gouge anybody. I want to I want to help women call in, draw in,
Yeah, I
allow,
love.
receive. That is all.
Hmm.
So
And how can our listeners, if we will post a link, but how can our listeners find it if you want to just say out the website?
my website is
So,
thebadassarts.com.
mhm, mhm,
Very simple. And
perfect.
then it's one of the links up
Yeah,
there. It says love like a badass. And you can email me,
beautiful.
thebadassarts@gmail.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. I'm going to start TikTok soon. So,
Yay.
yeah.
Thank you so much, my friend, for
Thank you.
taking the time to share your beautiful story, and excited about the program, excited about the book that's coming up. And I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you. This has been so much fun. I'm really glad that we've crossed paths in our lives.
Yes, me too. Me too. Thank you, Tina.